All right, let's get right into it. If you're using NotebookLM, chances are you're barely scratching the surface of what it can actually do. We're talking maybe 10% of its real power. Today, we're going to change all that.
And this quote, man, it just hits the nail on the head. So many people are treating this powerful tool like a fancy PDF reader. That's kind of like buying a Ferrari just to drive to the mailbox. It's a huge waste. So we're going to fix your workflow and turn you from a passive reader into someone who actually interrogates their data.
So where's the disconnect? Let's start by diagnosing the problem. We're going to look at the 3 most common mistakes, the things that are turning this incredible tool into, well, a pretty boring summarizer.
Okay, mistake number 1, and this is the big one, the summarize this loop. You know what I'm talking about. You upload a huge 50-page report, you type summarize this, get a few paragraphs back, and you're done. This is a massive waste of the AI's reasoning engine.
When you do that, you're basically turning what could be an analytical partner into a glorified document reader. And the hidden cost here is huge. You're missing the strategic gaps, the contradictions, all the really important questions your data isn't screaming at you, but they're there.
All right, next up we have this silo error. This is so common. You create a different notebook for every little project, right? One for the Q1 sales data, another for the Q2 marketing plan, a third for competitor research, and then you're scratching your head wondering why you can't connect the dots between any of them.
And here's the thing you have to get. Notebooks are basically walled gardens. They're designed that way. They don't talk to each other by default. Deloitte actually pointed this out. This isolation is exactly how you miss those aha moments, those breakthrough connections. The real cost? You completely lose the ability to synthesize insights across all your projects.
And the last big mistake is something called context bleed. It's pretty straightforward. You're treating NotebookLM like it's ChatGPT or Google. You're asking it broad questions about things you haven't even uploaded. You got to remember, it has zero knowledge of the outside world. And this really shows the consequence, right? It's the classic garbage in, garbage out. See, NotebookLM is what's called a RAG-based system, which just means it only knows what you give it. If your sources are bad or incomplete, the AI is essentially flying blind, and you're going to get useless results every time. Okay, so we know the mistakes, but why are they so costly? To really get that, we need to pop the hood for a second and look at the engine that makes this whole thing run.
That engine is called Retrieval Augmented Generation, or RAG for short. All it means is that the AI is forced to base its answers only on the documents you've uploaded. That's it. This is the secret sauce for why it almost never makes stuff up or hallucinates. It's not a creative storyteller. Think of it as a super-focused analyst that sticks to the facts you give it.
But, and this is a big but, there's a key limitation you have to know about. This user on Reddit figured it out. NotebookLM has what's called a limited context window. So even if you upload one huge file, it might not be able to see every single page all at once. This explains so much, right? It's why sometimes your queries fail when you know the answer is in there. It's just outside of the AI's immediate line of sight. Okay, so now we get it. We know the problems, we know the limitations of the engine. So now, for the fun part, let's look at the new arsenal of features, the upgrades that are specifically designed to turn these weaknesses into massive strengths.
First up, the video overview feature. This is a total game changer. Think about it. Audio overviews are awesome for passive stuff, like listening on your commute. But the video overview? This turns your documents into an active learning experience. It creates a slide deck for you, automatically. It's like having your own personal analyst walk you through your research, pointing out the key data and concepts so you actually absorb it.
And the audio features themselves got a huge upgrade. These aren't just summaries anymore, they're cognitive tools. For instance, before you send off that big proposal, you can generate a critique to find all its weak spots. Or, let's say you're looking at market data. You can generate a debate where 2 AI voices argue the pros and cons using only your data. It's an incredible way to see your own blind spots.
So, how do we actually put this into practice? Let's walk through 3 super high-impact workflows. We're going to have one patch for each of the big mistakes we just talked about so you can immediately upgrade your entire process. First up, we're going to kill that summarize this habit for good. This is the gap hunter method. The trick is to stop asking what's in your documents and start asking what's missing. This one change flips the script entirely. It turns the tool from a passive reader into your own personal strategic critic. And here it is, the exact prompt. You can literally just copy and paste this. You're telling it to act like an expert research mentor and to find specific kinds of gaps, methodological, theoretical, you name it.
This is how you get the AI to do real, high-level thinking for you.
Okay, next problem, the silo error. We're going to solve this with what I like to call the Ouroboros method. You know, the snake eating its own tail. It's a really simple but incredibly powerful trick for connecting the dots between those isolated projects.
The steps here look almost too simple, but trust me, the result is amazing. You finish your work in Notebook A, you export your key findings, just the good stuff. Then you upload that export as a new source into Notebook B. Boom. You've just created a meta notebook that lets you query across projects that could never talk to each other before.
And for our last fix, we have the FAQ autopilot. This one is all about creating instant clarity from total chaos. And it fixes that context bleed error by giving the AI the perfect, focused material to work with.
So check this out. You take all that messy stuff, like disorganized meeting notes, endless Slack threads, and you just dump it all in. Then you give it a simple prompt. Turn this mess into a structured FAQ for someone new on the team. Just like that, you get a clean, usable document. You're literally turning noise into knowledge in seconds.
So, what's the bottom line? What's the real payoff for doing all this? Let's talk about the return on your investment, because we're not talking about a small tweak here. Adopting these workflows is a fundamental shift in how you work. And this says it all, doesn't it? The old way, you spend 3 hours manually slogging through a dense report. The power user way, you spend 5 minutes generating a gap report to find what's missing and a video brief to get the highlights. You literally stop reading documents and you start interrogating them.
The takeaway is this: you don't have a PDF reader anymore. You have a reasoning partner. So the question I'll leave you with is, what are the dumb passive questions you're going to stop asking? And more importantly, what are the smart strategic questions you're finally going to start asking?